posted something about Aleppo being liberated, and like many of you, I don't speak the language. I've tried to record the conversation so that I could stick it into Google Translate or something to that equivalent to try and do it. It's coming up as gobbledygook, so you can understand why, or the reason why I'm doing this video. It seems like it was enough. It seems to me at this present moment in time that it just seems to be a farce. If anyone can send me a link that's not the same link that I sent out, something to another propaganda stream, the reason I said that will become clear in a second. So I moved on to trying to find in other credible leads to see if this is actually true. RT usually being my third, fourth stop along the line. I thought, bollocks, a friend of mine, or I count him as a friend, I hope you're watching, said about, has RT said anything? Well, like I say, I don't usually jump to RT straight away, but I did today because it was easier, RT, done. And they don't seem to be saying, they seem to be saying things about Aleppo, but they don't seem to be saying the same things that collaborate with what's there. So this is just me putting out a message out there, first of all, to say that may be too good to be true on that. In watching RT, I don't know how many of you watch RT or how you do it, whether you click on individual stories, but I have the live stream going for RT on one screen, and I go through individual stories on another screen. In listening to the online bit, they're talking about people going after Donald Trump, indirectly, obviously, going after people that he's elected to be, I don't know, National Security Advisor, I think was one of the ones that come up. But you know what I'm saying? The people that would be in his cabinet, so to speak. They're going after personal attacks, and they're trying to link it with Russia and saying because, these people are, or what seem to be more business-like businessmen more than politicians, to be honest. It seems to be a money grab, so they would have had international ties with Russia, or somebody that's had ties with Russia, near here or there. The current press guy, many of you have seen him. He really doesn't like RT. In any of the videos that I've posted with him in it, you'll see it's usually a lady with black hair in the that's sitting in the press thing, and she usually gets it. Well, today was kind of funny for him because he came out and called RT a propaganda machine or something to that effect. It's funny that we say that about the BBC and they jump up and down, don't they? They scream and shout. Well, I just watched some guy say that RT is a propaganda machine, and he laughed it off like it was nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? I was talking to my partner earlier on. I used a Game of Thrones reference. To any of you that personally know me, pardon me, I love Game of Thrones. One of Tyrion Lannister's brilliant things in it was, in the storyline, obviously, there's a secret that comes out. The punishment, they go, anyone that spreads this secret, cut their tongue out. And he said, and I find this perfectly honest, by pulling out their tongue, that silences them, yeah, but it makes everybody else think that it's true. It works to that effect. We call the BBC a propaganda machine. We call them protectors of a paedophile ring. And they jump up and down and go scream and shout. Well, RT don't seem to do that. Does anyone know why? I'll be intrigued to find out. They seem to just brush it off like it was nothing, which I think is a good approach, because obviously by giving them credibility, by talking about it, you give it credibility. But I thought I had to do that video to get that message out there to say that this may be too good to be true. It usually fucking is, but I wanted to make it clear that obviously it come across, sent to me, I looked at it, I thought, wow, let's hope that Aleppo's news is correct. It's all that us in Scotland can do same for Standing Rock, and hope that humanity will prevail. I hope that it does as well, Jock. I really do. I'm glad for you to watching. Big shout out to you, Jock. Sorry. Yeah, I hope the same thing. You know, I only talk to my partner obviously in the evenings and that, unless I'm talking to you guys or making a video on YouTube. That, you know, I would have never thought that Standing Rock would have gone how it did. And I don't mean with this so-called, you know, reprieve where they're not doing anything, this, that, or the other. Where they were spraying them with water to fucking freeze them and that. You know, big fire extinguishers of CS spray. At the beginning, or when I first, you know, picked up on it, was they were using, you know, attack dogs, and you see the dogs with the blood in their mouth and that. Sorry, Jock. But yeah, I hope that, you know, it won't prevail. Humanity won't prevail. You know as well as I do that the buck will beat humanity, because it's the age of greed. That's where we seem to get ourselves. The whole thing with Aleppo, I don't know. When listening to not just RT, but like I say, the other broadcasts that I listen to, that there are children, you know, without parents. You know, let's focus on them ones for a minute. And well, it's not just them ones, but you know what I'm saying? Them ones that all they know is war. It is suffering. It is pain. Is rubble. Is bombs. Is bullets. Is the person next to you could be next to you today, and tomorrow they could be, you know, a body on the floor. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all they know. Yet when this conflict is done, you know, when whichever side wins, whoever loses, the death toll of whatever it is, you know, you're going to expect these people, these war-torn humanity to go back to civilization and be normal, you know. In killing one person, you radicalize 10 people. Well, not radicalize, but do you know what I mean? You know, piss off 10 people. And so not only have you got, you know, you've killed that one enemy, you've now got another 10. You know, it works with this whole us against the establishment trying to get and instill our human rights and bring peace to this planet. You know, I speak about bringing worldwide peace, and, you know, the only way I can see to do it is to do these tiny little, you know, problems, crises. I would, you know, I know some people are going to be pissed off with me saying the Israeli-Palestinian thing is a small crisis. It's been going on for, you know, 40 odd years or something, and it's racking up that way. You know, we've got this now, this betrayal, this imperialistic driven force to take the native Indians' land. Didn't they do this once, and then they signed treaties, and now it's not worth anything? You know, but it's funny how that piece of paper is not worth anything, but you put numbers on it and put some dead person, you know, in some countries, and in this, you know, in this country we put the lizard head on it, and it's worth something. You know, I don't see the difference really. You know, I'm a man on my word. I think if we sat down with the native Indians and smoked a peace pipe and went, right, we won't fuck with you, you don't fuck with us, awesome. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I know I'm not that silly to believe that's how it works, but wouldn't it be lovely if it did? You know what I'm saying? You know, Standing Rock's a problem. The homeless problems in this country, it's astronomical. It's getting to the point where I can't simplify. I can't. Sorry, guys. The word, you know, the word I want to say. With the majority of the population of this country and their hatred towards Muslims or Syrians or that, because they do see, and it does happen, the housing of Syrian refugees, for this instance, compared to the white population that are homeless. The whole vet thing rolls in, where people go, well, you know, pick their sides on, you know, veterans, you know, whether we should house them because they signed up to go and kill people and that, you know. if you were going to do that, you would have to penalise it all the way down to the people that make the bullets. Do you know what I'm saying? And every person that has any connection with any arms must be dealt with the same punishment as the person that pulls the trigger. You know, but that's not the way things work. You know, we train soldiers to go to other countries to kill people on our behalf and then quibble about how they kill them. And I'm not saying I'm against soldiers. I'm not against any profession. You know, I'm against them killing people. I always think there's a peaceful way of solving the problem than shooting them. You know, death is incredibly final. But, you know, you can't criticise a soldier, for instance, for shooting somebody, and then, like, for instance, with the soldier that was in court, how they killed them. You know, because death, you know, you're sending a headsman to take a head, but you're quibbling about how many times he swings to take the head off. You know, it's bad from the core up, however you think about it. But I've always been this kind of person of, you know, protect your own. You have the right to defend yourself, so why don't you have the right to, you know, to protect your own? You know, communities coming together and protecting what they have. You know, countries would then rally and have the same mentality. You know, we're not going to ever have peace as in everybody sitting down round a campfire singing Kumbaya. I don't think that's anybody's end game, and if it is, obviously, please let me know. But, you know, enough with the grabbing of resources and the killing of our own race and the animals that live around us and the plants and the poisoning of the waters. You know, enough. You know, we can live on this planet coexistently with with the planet, and not doing any and do some harm, but not irrelevant. Harm that can't be taken back. You know, nuclear spills and oil spills kills off. You know, it doesn't just kill off the animals there and there, but it makes areas of our planet uninhabitable for us as well as other things that are on this planet. And we're all here for a purpose, from the tiniest ant to the massive mountain. We're all here for whatever reason. We all play a significant part in how this planet runs. And some people take it for granted. You know, mostly, I know people are going to say, oh, but, you know, you get in taxis or buses and that pollutes the planet and stuff. But I don't have a private jet that flies around and shit. You know, I use bins and recycle. You know, I may not do a lot, but I do something. It's better than nothing. You know, I'm helping for the you know, towards the greater of mankind, the better of our communities. You know, the community in which I live, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, your home is what you make it. You know, and I feel, you know, the community that I surround myself, they do a lot for their own. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot more than most other communities that you could mostly walk into, where, yeah, there are some people that don't know each other on here, and that's how they live their life. But the ones that do congregate and talk, and, you know, they are all on the same kind of struggle. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have snobby cunts and shit that, you know, work and think that, you know, they shit gold and that, you know. But you have people that, you know, are grunt workers, so to speak, people that are, you know, oil workers, that you have, you know, people that work in Morrison's and out on the farms and mechanics, and do you know what I'm saying? You have a mixed variety of amount of people, and it makes a community. And they talk and they correspond, and some get along and some don't, but then some countries get along and some don't. Do you know what I'm saying? You pick and choose, you know, how you go about things. But, you know, if I treated everybody that I lived around the same as most countries, or how our government, you know, conducts themselves to other countries, as if countries were people, so to speak, you know, we'd be forever flattened. Do you know what I'm saying? But you don't rough up people unless you have to. You know, you only use it sparingly. Do you know what I'm saying? You live how you want to be received. If you punch people in the face and saying hello to people, that's then how they're going to respond to you. You know, I try to be pleasant. You know, I look as ugly as I fucking do, so I can't change that. You know, but I try to be as nice and as hospitable as I possibly can, because that's what I want back in return. I don't want you to, you know, to kiss the ground I walk on, but you know what I'm saying? Have the same equality that I have for you, or I show for you, back. That's all we need to do as a country. You know, we need to get our elected officials, as much as they are jokes, to do what their job is, or find somebody else that will. You know, it shouldn't be about money, it shouldn't be about power, it should be bettering the community so we can leave the planet better than how we found it. So as usual, guys, I'm going to leave it as that, because I'm going to bed. So as usual, guys, peace and love.